Good evening, viewers. My name is Melvin Metzger, and I welcome you all to the Melvin Metzger Show, live from London. This is our first episode, our maiden show, hosted on the Then and Now media platform. My show is diverse and will feature a range of topics, including culture, music, education, religion, media, food, and sports, to name a few. On this show, as I engage guests from around the world, they will be able to tell us their own stories in their own words, their challenges, their successes, and their achievements. The Melvin Metzger Show aims to motivate, educate, inform, and share ideas. We had to reschedule the start date because I lost my dad in December. But thank you all for the messages and calls of sympathy and support, and may his soul rest in peace. On this show, our viewers can text in with birthday messages for their friends, and we can give a shout out to their friends, families, colleagues on the number that will be displayed on the screen. Right, we are honored today to have our first guest tonight. Our first guest is a legend, an accomplished musician, a multi-instrumentalist, and a producer of Sierra Leonean folklore and dance music. He's also a music tutor and a Prince William. He currently owns a music academy in Freetown. Last year, he was awarded the British Empire Medal by the Queen of England. Sir Collins Pratt BEM, the champ. Welcome to the Melvin Metzger Show, sir.
Thank you. I feel welcome. Good day. And sorry about that.
Yes.
Been there before. I know the feeling.
Yes. Thank you. Right. I think it's Thank you. That was one of your songs being played in the background.
Thank you.
Right. Yes, sir. Where do we start with Collins? It's a long story. It's a long journey you've been through, and it's been an illustrious career. But the first question would be a question that everyone would have loved to ask you. How did you get started in the music business?
It's a very good question, and it's one that it makes me think back. And where do I start? Is it commercially, or is it when I started to play and sing? So if I may redirect that question to you, what specifically are you talking about when you say the business? Is that when I went commercial? I guess that's the point. You're muted, sir. You're muted.
When you developed the interest for music, when you first started playing music?
I see. Okay, I thought as much. As you've sent me way back, you need to give me thinking time. I think we're looking way back in the 70s.
Okay.
Possibly around 1973. Around that time, yes, 73, 74.
Did you started with any particular instrument or?
Well, what it is, that's when I had my, I got inspired to play. I have to tell you, I do come from a musical family in a way.
Okay.
My sister was an accomplished pianist and violinist, and it was her that inspired me. Now, back in the day, as you know, boys growing up, you're troublesome. I didn't get to touch the instruments, and this was in Tooting, Broadway.
Okay.
I was on holiday in 1973, and I heard her play the piano, and it was a case of, I want to do this. But I didn't get the opportunity to learn. And moving along, she got bought a piano. My dad bought her a piano in Freetown. So whenever she came to Freetown, she had a piano to play. Now, it was on that piano, I stole the key because I wasn't allowed to touch it. I stole the key and started to teach myself behind the backs of my parents back way then. And obviously, because of the way that I did things, I wasn't really blessed with an opportunity to be taught at that stage. I had more, zeal is the word that comes to mind, but I had more courage or determination to do this. And the rest is history. That's where it started.
The rest is history. So does that mean you had a lot of support from your family, from your parents?
Well, for quite a long while, my dad and my mom didn't know what I was doing. I think I got caught once or twice, and eventually my late dad somehow accepted that there's no way they're going to stop me now, because I was already playing. To actually start playing didn't take me long, and because I could play, my dad felt moved to encourage me. So I would play favorite hymns on the piano, and those would be, thinking back, those were my early musical moments with my dad. And then I used to attend the Boxing Church on Charles Street in Freetown. And my dad would say things like, "Oh, you think you want to be an organist there?" Yeah, that's kind of far-fetched. But I tell you what, when God has a plan for you, it happens. I mean, I was a very young boy then. I wouldn't calculate the age right now, but then in 1977, I made my debut performance at Boxing Church. Yes, and that's when I started to receive a lot of attention.
Oh,
so
that's a great story.
That's how things started. Now, the saddest thing is that same year, my dad passed away on the April. My dad passed away in April 1977. So whilst he heard me practice on the piano, when I went into fruition in terms of playing in the church, my dad has never heard me play in the church, and that brings sadness to me sometimes, because when I look at all that I've accomplished, it saddens me that he never heard me play the organ at Boxing Church. It was a big thing, but my mom enjoyed the glory, so give thanks.
Give thanks. Sorry to hear that side of the story, and
well, such is life. Just one of the regrettable moments.
Yes, right. The name The Champ, The Champ, The Champ, The Champ. How did that come about?
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, after I left the shores of Freetown in 1982, I came to England, and being from Creole parentage, everyone said to me, "Oh, no go follow musical, blah, 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 bamboo and all that." So I arrived in the UK. I was living with my late Uncle Vernon, and he was supportive and tried to keep me on track, and obviously gave me opportunities for my education. And what happened, fast forward, in the early, I think it was around 83 or 84, it was around the time that the late Bonnie Mac was recording some of his songs, things like Angel in Disguise and I Really Love You. King Masco, a brother of mine, was making his way to the studio to do a voiceover, the voiceover, the rap on that song. So we're talking about studio and all that, and I accompanied King Masco to that studio. And then after that, and I thought, you know what, I can do stuff like this.
Wow.
Yes, I felt I could do stuff like this. Okay, so we need like 10 hours for this interview, because it's been a long, it's been a long. Okay, I fast forward. 86, 87, 88. I think around 1987, 1988, I had my home recording studio. I bought some equipment, and I used to record demos and things like that. And that's when I recorded one of my early songs, We No Go Tire, otherwise known as Cowbell Day. Yes, that was recorded around that time. There was a demo version, and eventually that was released in 1989. Now, between 87 and 88, I was more or less what we call a studio rat.
Okay.
Sozo gave me that name, a studio rat. That means I'll be playing on songs for different artists. Okay. So I would play for artists that I don't even remember. Some of them were from the Caribbean, some of them were from different parts of Africa. But because I had all the keyboard skills going, they will invite me in as a session player. Okay, so now that's the initial part of my developing the ear. So the ear for music is a very important thing, because if you can hear things, it helps with creativity. Now, I did say it's a long trip. So the name The Champ came from a guy called Musa Kalamula.
Okay.
Musa Kalamula, yes, is a Gambian stroke Sierra Leonean. He was involved with a band called African Connection. African Connection, we had Musa, we had Abdul TJ, you know Abdul TJ,
Yes, I do.
Rokoto.
Yes.
Yes, and you know Bosca Banks was part of
Yes.
that band. You know
Okay.
Bosca?
Yeah.
Bam Bam Bolero or Love That Stays. You will find love that stays. Yeah, that's Bosca. He was also part of the band, and somebody else, but that slipped mine. So now every time we will go into a studio and something's not going right, I would be the one to say, there's a problem right there. Now, nobody else would hear the problem, but I will keep saying there's a problem right there. And the long and short of it is they started to understand that this new boy in the business had an ear for music and could really, really hear things. So Musa just carelessly, as we would say, said to me, well, you're not the champ. Now he started calling me the champ, the champ, the champ. And I, over time in the studio, I just warmed up to the name and I just adopted it. And when I was ready to launch my solo career, I just said, you know what, let's just call this the champ.
Indeed, you've had a good career, and your good ear, which you've got for music, has propelled you to such heights which you are now. Right.
Amen.
I'd like to ask you at this point, have you got a favorite song? Because most musicians tell you they love all their songs. It's hard for a musician to tell you this is my favorite song. Or when they're in performance or doing a live performance, it's hard for them to pick out a particular song because they are the ones who recorded all these songs. Most of them write their music. Which one would you say is your favorite song? So I can start listening to it from now on.
Okay. Yes, indeed, it's a difficult question because for me, the favorite song of mine depends on the mood I am at the time.
Okay.
But saying that, thinking out, there are certain songs that my brain would take me into nostalgic, in a nostalgic way. Songs like Oya and Tenki. I'm not sure if you know that one. Yunami Oya, Yunami Tenki. That remains a groove that I particularly like. Another song that I wrote similar is Sweet Past Honey. So in terms of my secular songs, those songs really, really Thank you. So that was a clip from Oya and Tenki. But saying that, that's when I'm feeling secular. When I'm feeling that I want to warm up and connect with my God, I start to think of my gospel albums, and It Go Well With the Righteous always does it for me. It was totally inspired by God when I put that together. God is good all the time. 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 I love him so all the time. I love him so all the time. Right, thank you, thank you. Yes, I did that as a medley. So yes, when I connect with my God, it's "It go well with the righteous." Now, finally, Mr. Melvin, when I connect with my country, what song do you think? I'm asking the question now. What song do you think I connect to? Okay, if I've lost you. When I'm connected, or when I'm thinking of my beloved Sierra Leone, the green, white, and blue, I think of nothing but Wilekwi Salon. Okay. Um, I'm not sure if you're still with me because you're not interacting, but yes, I'll talk about Wilekwi Salon. And for our viewers, I'll just give you a little bit of a history to Wilekwi Salon. Now, Wilekwi Salon was actually written by the late Bonnie Mac. Now, Bonnie used to come to the studio, and we used to work on lots and lots of demos or remixes of his songs. Incredible songwriter of blessed memory. Now, Bonnie came to the studio one day as a way of saying thank you. He said to me, "Oh, champ, I don't write one song where now you style." Okay, so meaning he wrote a song with me in mind, thinking of my songwriting skills and my sort of a groove. And then he started to sing the song, "We come on a salon." And I'm thinking, okay, yes, yes, yes. I can identify with that kind of groove. So that's how Wilekwi Salon.
Right, thank you for that.
Yeah, you're back. I was wondering
Yes.
why you weren't talking to
Yeah,
me.
we had a bit of connection problems.
Yes.
We're back. Right.
Yeah, well, I gave the whole history. In summary, I was saying if I'm feeling religious, it's "Ego well with the righteous." If I'm feeling sentimental, then it's Oya and Tenki or Sweet Pass Honey. And if I'm feeling patriotic, it's Wilekwi Salon. So that brings you up to speed. That's where we're at, sir.
Thank you very much, Collins. Thank you. 2019 was a great year for you and a great year for all of your fans. You got awarded, you got a medal from the Queen of England for your achievements and for your contribution to music. Tell us about that feeling. How did it happen? Did you get an email, a text, or a letter?
Well, if you're familiar with how these things work, it's a crafty situation where secrets are kept from you.
Okay.
And you're being monitored over time. I think they spent about 18 months checking out what I do.
Yeah.
When I received the medal, some of my folks back in Freetown thought it was because I'm so extremely good at music and I sang Wilekwi Salon, so I got a medal. No, but it goes beyond that. It's profound in terms of what I've done with the community. Okay, and it was given to me or awarded to me by Her Majesty because of my selflessness in the Southeast London community. So those of you who know me or know me well in what I do, I've been running a music academy based at my church at Walworth for many, many years, not making money, but totally committed. Also, I've taught at South London schools for over 20 years. Again, breaking down barriers, connecting culturally with some of the boys and girls that I've taught. Some of them are at higher places now. And all these things that I've done to pass on the knowledge were the basis of the medal. So it was not just really about how great I am, but just that selflessness, that thing of giving back, because that's a good legacy. And I give God the glory. It's not what I expected, but it was a tearful experience, and like you and I, you having gone through bereavement yourself, it's one of the things you just wish your parents were around to celebrate with you and just feel that pride and share that pride.
Yeah.
But yes, but it was a big thing for myself, my family, and of course the green, white, and blue Sierra Leoneans were proud of me. And I have never cried so much because it's not what I expected, and to just think that people were giving references of how I work hard, and I can go on and on and on. But yeah, that brings very emotional feelings to me. But I really thank God, and I thank the Sierra Leonean community. They've supported me over the years, and I keep going. Yay!
Well done, well done. Congratulations once again on your
Oh,
receipt.
thank you. I thought I had
Everybody right there.
I had a feeling you'd be asking me, so I wear it with pride.
Yes.
I say thank you once more to Auntie Lizzie for giving me this,
Yeah.
and also my family, my wife, my children, and everybody else.
Right. We do apologize to our viewers. We have a slight technical problems that went on earlier. We do apologize. But back to you, Collins. On the issue of giving back, I understand you're running a music academy in Freetown, back in Sierra Leone. Could you tell us a bit about that academy?
Yes, it's obviously D-Champ Music Academy. About 3-4 years ago, again, wanting to give back, this was even before the award came along, I made plans, went to Freetown. In fact, I made over 10 trips to Freetown just to talk to people and see how I can give back. And I was advised that, yes, indeed, this would be something that they would warm up to. Yeah. It's had its challenges, but I thank God we've set up. I have a good manager that runs it in my absence. I make frequent trips. Before COVID, I spent more time in Freetown than London. Okay. But the last year has been quite restrictive in my travels. We are based on Sir Samuel Lewis Road, which is Aberdeen Road, as we know it, just by Burn Lane intersection. A bright building on the right-hand side, you can't miss it, opposite the old market. Now, what I have is all modern day facilities for music education. And the dream is for Sierra Leoneans to warm up to music education as enjoyed in these parts of the world. And that's what we're targeting. We cover all the instruments, or most of the instruments, Western instruments, and also we cover music technology. For those who want to write songs, you can do notation. That means write your music. Those who want studio experience, we've got iMacs there, where you can go learn how to make your own beats and so many things. And also we have educational things, and we support cross-curricular activities. That means music into maths, music into English, and quite a lot of things. Yeah, so we're quite resourceful, and we are a non-profit company. So we rely on people like yourselves, viewers, to support us. I call them a team of faithful people, faithful friends and families who just give whatever they can give to support the work that I'm doing there. Because at the end of the day, things are not very easy in Freetown for lots and lots of families. And it's a case where they need to prioritize. But then we have people coming up the stairs who are musical but can't afford it. So friends of mine, family, I want to say thank you to all of them, because they keep us going with sponsorship and things like that. So lots and lots, even 80% of our students are sponsored by people like yourself in the diaspora. Yeah.
Okay, that's great, Collins. That's a good achievement. That's good. At least you're trying to continue the musical history, the musical journey. You're trying to continue it. So viewers, is His academy is on Sir Samuel Lewis Road in Aberdeen, opposite the Old Market. And since I've got you on my show, I would like to make a pledge of £50 towards your music academy.
Oh, bless you, sir. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yes. And to all the viewers, if you'd like to make a pledge or donation to this music academy so that we can enable the less privileged to achieve their dreams or their goals in the music industry or learn how to play different kinds of instruments, please contact Collins so that you can make a donation to his academy. Right. Yeah, go on, sir. Sorry.
I'm just saying appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I'll have a chat with you later so I can get all the details and then I can make my contribution. What was it like doing collaborations with different musicians? What was it like? Is it a big difference as working as a solo, because you're a solo musician? Well, what is it like? What's the chemistry like? Do you prefer working alone or you prefer doing collaborations? Because a lot of musicians enjoy doing collaborations. They love the chemistry, they love the bonding. So what's your take on that, sir?
Good question. Collaborations. Well, I have collaborated with artists, many artists in the past. But as a matter of preference, I don't mind. In fact, to be honest with you, the more I think of it, the more I think I'm more convinced that I would rather do collaborations than solo work. Because when I do solo work, I tend to, especially these days, I play everything myself. Yeah. So when I listen back, I hear an identity. It's just like the way I talk, the way you talk is your identity. So the way I sing, the way I play, it's my identity. And so sometimes when I collaborate with somebody else, a little different flavor can just make the soup a little sweeter. I remember, and to mention her by name, I collaborated with a lady called Praise Asimota. She was Praise Sam Jolly. I met Praise at a gospel event many years ago, and I loved her voice. I heard her singing, and I loved her voice. I took her number and called her, and next thing is we were in the studio, and I said to her, I want to do a gospel medley of songs that Sierra Leoneans would remember. And that's how we did the Ego Well with the Righteous album. That was her voicing it. And we had all the medley with the higher, and songs like that with the medley. And that was a made in heaven collaboration, because when I started to demo the songs, I was just bouncing on the keyboard, and she started to sing, and I thought, whoa, this has got to stay like this. This is not magical, but this is God at work, and everything just fit in like hand and glove. She had an incredible voice, and she was just pumping out medley after medley. And I said, try this, try that, try that. And times when she got frustrated, she won't like me saying this. I'd say, you know what, let's just go buy some Chinese and come back. So studio can be challenging. So yeah, so that was nice. I enjoy collaborations, and I've also recorded so many artists that I've learned from. I remember the late Dr. Olo. In fact, the picture of Dr. Olo that goes around. Have you seen the picture of Dr. Olo wearing a hat with like what looks like diamonds? That's my hat.
That's your hat?
Wow. Yes. Yes, Dr. Olo really loved me. So I've worked with all these people, Big Fire, Dr. Olo, the late SEOG, Abdul TJ, John Blah. In fact, I'll struggle to find the artists from the 80s and 90s and that I haven't worked with. So all these guys, yeah, I've worked with them, and that's my experience. Not to forget Sylvester Williams, Cabo, Mama Balu, and all those songs. These are all my production with different singers. So we're connecting. So if we're not connecting vocally, we're connecting keyboard skills via their vocals. And not to mention, or not to even forget, my own brother, King Masco. Masco is the most selfless person and so appreciative. I would say to him from time to time, I said, Masco, when I completed your hit songs, you were sleeping, because he used to. I remember when we recorded Namion NC, Masco just had a very, very long day. And this was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning when I finished the mix.
Yeah.
And then I said, Masco, I think we have a hit. And Masco will.
I think he's watching. Be careful. I think he's watching.
Yeah. Is he watching? He knows I wouldn't lie. And Masco woke up and he said, yeah, Champa, so that's Masco for you. He's sweet. He's a darling. And yes, I would work with him any day. So yeah, collaborations, yeah, that's the way to go, I think.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, or our viewers, we have the legend in the studio with us on the Melvin Metzger Show, live from London on the Then and Now media platform. He's told us a bit of his stories, his journey, and we still got some more minutes to go, and I'm still going to ask him some more questions. And I'll have to bring King Masco as well on the show to come tell me his side of the story. Even though I trust your side, but I'll have to bring him to tell me his side of the story. Right.
Oh, no problem.
Right. The advent of the internet and the music industry. There seems to be a lot of, the internet plays a major role in the music now, all the downloads, the streaming, and what's your take on that? Has it been a challenging time for musicians, or has it been a good time for musicians? What's your take on that, sir?
To be honest, that's the way society killed us.
Okay.
Only that some of us refused to die. But back in 1996, when I released Be Me Girlfriend as an album, it was the first Sierra Leonean album on CD.
Yeah.
Sierra Leoneans were rushing to buy that album. I remember I did promotion in Maryland in the USA. I arrived in Maryland with what I thought was a lot of CDs. I think I arrived with 300 or 400 copies of CDs, thinking, okay, well, I'm here for 2 weeks. Let's see how much I can sell. Maybe I can sell 50. I arrived in DC, got to the house roughly around 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And 8 o'clock, all 400 CDs were sold.
Were sold?
Sold. Yep.
Wow.
All 400 CDs were sold. So I had to send, well, obviously, contact London to make sure we press more copies, and I got them shipped over. So yes, so the US was a very big market for me. I sold thousands and thousands of CDs in the 90s. At some point, I even contemplated moving there because it was just happening. Also, Freetown started to happen during the war. A lot of people found consolation listening to Ego Well with the Righteous. And in those days, we had the cassette. You remember the little cassette tapes? The cassette tapes. Yes, and would you believe that even in Freetown, we managed to sell at least, I think, roughly around 30,000.
30,000 copies?
Oh, yes.
Whoa.
Oh, yes. Lots and lots of cassettes were sold. Yeah. In fact, over the years, I sold quite a lot of cassettes in Freetown, going back to songs like Saloman Tugbana.
Saloman Tugbana, yes, I remember that one.
I bet you didn't know it was my song.
I was doing my research the past few days, and someone wrote on YouTube, I think it was YouTube, that he still listens to that song and it sounds so current. He still
really?
After so many years, and it sounds so current. And he wrote something good. He wrote some nice piece. I was going to take a screenshot, but I couldn't do it, but he made some nice comments about that song.
Can I say something really embarrassing? I don't even have a copy of it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can't you get from the record companies or?
No, we sold everything.
Wow.
It's a case where you think, okay, well, I've got 5 left. Okay. Oh, I've got 2 left. Oh, I'll do something about it.
Comes along. Yeah.
Yes, and things just disappeared. So sadly, that's one of my songs I don't have a copy of. So anybody out there, can you just reach out? Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I'm still keeping busy, but that's how they killed the music industry, I'm afraid. You people, viewers I'm talking about, you people who don't buy music. Would you believe that I still buy music? Even with all the downloads, I will show you.
That's a very honest
my
statement.
phone.
Wow. You do buy
Look,
music.
you see, every song that I have on my phone, I bought off iTunes. I support the music industry, even our local artists, the boys from Freetown, Famous, Emerson, others. I buy their music because I know what it feels like. I've enjoyed the glories of record sales. I still get royalties for songs that I released over 25 years ago.
Wow.
So I know what it means. But nowadays, because of downloads,
Yes.
it's all dead. And talking to some of the artists, the big boys now, they live on live performances.
Yes.
Now, how many live performances can you do a year?
Yeah.
And how many live performances can you do now at a time like this that we have COVID over us? So it's very sad time for musicians. So if you've been following my stuff, you will notice that since last March, I've released a lot of songs that I call lockdown memories. I've done all sorts of things there on my YouTube channel. So folks, please check my YouTube channel, Collins Pratt or The Champ. Check my YouTube channel and subscribe, because that's probably one way to go, because once we hit a target of so many subscribers, we could possibly start to get monetization. So we are struggling. We are looking for direction. We're looking for ways of earning a living. It's a struggle for the musician at the moment. Someone was saying to me, I'm lucky because I do all sorts of things. I play a bit of jazz, I play a bit of African music. Obviously, I play church music, some gospel music, and other things. So something works along the way, but it's very tough. But also got another friend who would say sometimes we need to embrace change. So I accept it as a change. A change is happening. So I keep moving. I keep doing what I enjoy doing. I put my stuff on Facebook, on YouTube, and I hope people continue to be inspired by the music and being. It's all uplifting stuff to make sure people feel at home. Just Sunday gone past, I put up a hymn, Palm Sunday hymn, and people were saying, "Oh, I remember this
Yeah,
from
I saw that.
from primary school. I remember this from childhood days." That gives me satisfaction. I'm here to please you people. If you feel you want to support us, support the academy, and that's a give back from you guys. Yeah.
Wow. You've heard for yourself from the man himself, the legend, Mr. Collins Pratt, or Sir Collins Pratt, to be Sir Collins. But there's one thing about you, I must say. All the times I've met you, you always call me Master or Sir Melvin. I've never heard you call me by my first name. So that shows a lot of how you respect people. And
I certainly do. I think you're quite a dresser, always dapper, handsome.
I think you're more handsome. Anyway.
The paddle all now, the paddle all.
No, but you're still looking good, sir. You're still looking good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, remember when the mudslide happened in Sierra Leone? You released a song, you did a song, and I was one of those people who contacted you, and I shared it on my Facebook because I had to contact you first and you gave me permission, and then I had to share it on my Facebook. What was the idea behind that song?
Sadness.
Okay.
It was a plea for Sierra Leoneans to get in touch and let's make peace with God and pray for the country. All right. So today na day where we for pray. That again was a collaboration. The backbone of the song was written by another incredibly Sierra Leonean gentleman, Sam Maitland.
Okay.
So Sam had the chorus line, oh yeah, today neighbor, today na day. All right, Sam had that going and I added the verse because I think there was a message to it. So now why is today na day is used with a different connotation,
yeah,
I shifted it to today na day or for realize, say, we'll get for connect with God and pray. The mudslide was a sad thing. I went to the site and I did my bit in terms of giving clothing and other things to the victims. So yes, so that was another sad memory. And I love my native land, and Sierra Leone, we're so small. We have no reason to be poor.
Yeah. We'll get there. We hope for the best.
Yeah.
Right. This is the Melvin Metzger Show. I said earlier, if you want to send a birthday wish to your friends, colleagues, please contact us. Send a text to this number. If you got a friend that's celebrating their birthday this week, we can send a birthday wish to them. Do it live on here. So please send a text message to 07727639048. Send us a text and we can relay your message live on here. We're broadcasting from London on the Melvin Metzger Show on the Then and Now media. Sir Collins, you're involved with some other projects. I think it's Leone.
Yeah.
You're involved with Leone. And is it just Leone?
And the Voices of Sierra Leone Choir.
Voices of Sierra Leone, yes. Could you tell us a bit about that? Some of us know we attend the yearly performances, but there are people out there who would like to attend. I know this COVID now, but once everything is up and running, could you just explain a bit to them so that they can have an idea?
Okay, I'll start with Leone. Leone have been around for quite a long time. And Leone is a group, is a male voice choir. And we have the creme de la creme of society, of the Sierra Leone community in that choir. And it's led by past mayor, Councillor Samuel Kofi Williams. He's the current music director. I was once a music director as well. And they're doing their bit. They're trying to keep, or we are trying to keep choral music as we know it, or as we know it from Sierra Leone alive. And also the group have diversified into madrigals and cantatas, folk songs, and different sorts of pieces. So they are worth listening to. We have CDs on sale, and we're also available on iTunes.
Okay.
So you can buy the CDs. So that's the Leo Academic Male Voice Choir. And we have a Thanksgiving coming up, bank holiday in May. So that's something to look forward to.
Okay.
But the next choir is the Voices of Sierra Leone Choir. This was born again from my brain and in collaboration with Vivian Venn and Derek Vincent. I had this idea in my head that it would be nice for Sierra Leoneans who can't join a regular choir to come round once a year and celebrate. So you would find that with the Voices of Sierra Leone Choir, we meet once a year at Christmas time. And initially it was supposed to be an extension of the creme de la creme. But then if you've had the experience that I have, you will find that when you work with the top people, it's very difficult. So yeah, so yes, it's very, very difficult because sometimes you may have a vision to work with them. They might have their own vision as what they wanted to do. So we had to take a U-turn and make it all inclusive. So now that has been the success of the Voices of Sierra Leone Choir, where it's been inclusive and it's been a chance where even people who do not have a choral background come and sing with people who have a choral background. And we're winning souls. When I say we're winning souls, a lot of people have warmed up into that thing. Some of the children have grown up into that thing. And it's a success story, and it's a choir that has a future because we encourage the young, we train the young children. So when we can't do things, they'll be able to take up. So that's a success story. And you listeners out there, if you're looking for a choir because you can sing and you can sing in tune, but you can't face the commitment of an every week practice pattern, that'll be a choir to join. And lastly, I must add that initiative was also part of the report that was sent to Her Majesty, that I had formed a choir like that, and it was keeping the community alive. So, hey, the Voices of Sierra Leone Choir is the one that the Queen knows.
But there's always a guy that pushes things. You've done well, Collins. Thanks for giving back to the community.
I always redirect my praises to God Almighty, because without Him, we're nothing really.
Amen.
Yeah, I really cannot afford to get big-headed over my accomplishment. So I just redirect to God, who gave me the talent, because if He takes it away, I'm nothing.
Yeah. Well, viewers, Sir Collins Pratt has got his music academy in Freetown. If you like to make a donation, please contact him after the show and see how you can help for the other musical talents. Sir Collins Pratt, BEM, it's been a pleasure having you on my show. I know there's a lot that we didn't get through. There's a lot more to go through, but at this point,
are we done?
We're done.
6 hours.
It's an hour already.
There's lots I need to talk about that I haven't touched.
We'll have to bring you again on our show. This was our first show, and I think we had some slight problems with connectivity, but we made it through. And we thank you for putting Sierra Leone on the map. And may God richly bless you, sir. Thank you and your family.
Can we start again? I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Can I say thank you to Jollof Rice? Thank you to Jollof Rice.
Okay.
For very passionate moments. Thank you to Okra Soup.
Yes.
For sliding opportunities. Anyway, I'm just being silly, but thank you so much, viewers, for listening. Love you lots. Please support the music. My songs are on iTunes and Amazon and all these places, Spotify, you name it. So you know, thank you. May God bless our native land, the green, white, and blue. We love our flag, our beautiful flag, yes. The green and white and blue. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much for coming on our show. God bless you.